Hey everyone, Automat here. In today's video we'll be changing the oil filter and oil in an Alfa Romeo Spider 2-liter twin-spark model. This procedure is pretty much the same for all the Spider and GTV models of this series, the 916 series. So prior to starting your oil change, you want to make sure that your engine is warm and has been running, and let it cool down to a temperature that you can touch the engine and won't get burned by both the engine or the oil. So always safety first. Make sure you put some blocks in front and behind the rear tire so your car can't roll away. Pull your handbrake tight, put the car in gear, then jack it up and put it on axle stands. So besides a jack and axle stands, you need the following things. A container for your old oil, new oil, 4.5 liters approximately. I'm using 5W40 fully synthetic. Visit a forum or look up in your manual what's best for you. Container for old oil to get it to a recycling station. New oil filter. New sump plug plus a new washer. Allen wrenches in this case. An oil filter spanner or wrench. Some paper towels and a funnel to fill up the engine. Alright. Let's try. Right. So, getting under here, we immediately see the oil filter. I put some magnets on it, and I'm gonna saw it open later to see if this catches any metal. And then we have the oil drain plug right there. So first loosen that. So the engine's been running. Because of the temperature of the oil, it should flow out freely and pull along all the dirt and debris that has been caught in the oil. So here we go. So in the meantime, we'll take a look at the old and new sump drain plugs. This is the old one. You can see it's a bit corroded and the Allen wrench doesn't really fit snug anymore. And also there's an iron washer, which is harder than the copper washer, which we got with the new one. So we'll use the new one. To make it easier for the oil to flow out, we'll open up the filler cap so no vacuum can form. Look inside the filler cap, you can see the camshafts and you can see all the black sludge that's built up. This car probably has driven 30 to 40,000 kilometers without an oil change, and I'm not sure how much the oil has been changed before that. So I'm planning on doing a new oil change in about 4 to 5,000 kilometers, hoping that this oil change, this fresh oil, has pulled out a lot of the black stuff. Here we'll remove the oil filter itself. We'll take the oil filter wrench and put it around the filter, tighten it, and just turn it loose. So here we remove the oil filter itself and let the oil drain out. So now we'll clean up the surface, the seating surface for the oil sump drain plug. Looks pretty clean. And we'll fit the new bolt with a copper washer. As you can see, the Allen wrench is much snugger in there. So we'll screw it in. So here are the tightening torques for the oil sump drain plug from the technical manual. The 2-liter twin spark needs about 70 to 21 newton meters, and the V6 64 to 79. I don't have a torque wrench which goes down this low, so I'll just do it by feel, pretty much the same as it was. So next we'll clean the housing for the oil filter. Make sure there's no grit, rust, sand or whatever which could break the seal from the oil filter. When fitting the oil filter itself, make sure that you lubricate the seal before you fit it. This helps to get a good seal, and also that the rubber doesn't deform from force as well, turning it in. So I got the car off the jack stands, back on level ground, ready to start filling. Here I have some of the old oil. You can see how black and thick it is from being used 30 to 40,000 kilometers. So here's a close-up of the camshaft through the filler port. As you can see, there's a lot of buildup of black sludge that I hope to pull out with the new oil. And do another oil change in 4 to 5,000 kilometers. And with changing that oil, I hope to pull out some of this pollution. So next you want to fill up your engine with new oil. As you can see here, for the 2-liter twin spark you need about 4.4 liters if you're doing a sump and filter replacement. So I first put in 4.2 liters of oil, then turned on the engine, let it run about 2000 RPM for 1 minute, so the oil can get into the oil filter as well. Then let it sit for a bit, then fill it up to about total 4.45 liters of oil. You can see me repeatedly checking the dipstick, and this is apparently a common problem with these twin spark models, that the bottom of the tube for the dipstick gets fouled and gives inconsistent readings. I'll be sure to upload a video on how to fix that problem later. As for my oil choice, I've been looking at other people's experiences with this engine and different viscosities, and the 5W viscosity seems to give better cold starting, and the 40 viscosity seems to work great in this car. So here I sawed open the oil filter, the old one, and you can see a whole lot of debris and in some from the sawing, but I kept it pretty clean. As you can see inside the filter, the magnets, you see some imprints, but it didn't seem to do a lot. But when you start shifting the magnets around, you can see lots of really small metal filings moving around. So basically the filter gets the big stuff and the magnets get the really tiny stuff that otherwise would be causing wear between your camshaft and all those little nooks and crannies in your engine. So I'll be sure to keep on those magnets on the oil filter in the future. To make sure that you did a good job, you can check your car for leaks. In this case there don't seem to be any. So the last thing to do is to fire up your engine and listen how happy your car is with the new oil. Sounds less. So that's how you change the oil and oil filter on the Spider or GTV. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as I'm uploading a lot more car fix videos, both general car repairs and specifically for the Spider and GTV.